Hi everyone, I'm the Eldersinger. My name is Steve Andersen, and I'm very pleased to have been invited by the San Francisco Free Folk Festival to perform for you. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to begin with a tune that I wrote about folk singers. Uh, I think they're important. Poets of today, with the instruments they play, are painting pictures of what many just can't see. We endure so many wrongs that we'd ignore without the songs that remind us how our lives should really be. So pay attention to the words those who dare to speak out against the wrongs that we shouldn't have to bear. Put your apathy aside, learn to fight. Come and stand beside the people trying to make things right. We have a sacred rule of law which by rights applies to all, but its application fails to hit the mark. When privilege prevails, those with money tip the scales. There'll be some for whom the future is pretty dark. Pay attention to the words of those who dare speak out against the wrongs that we shouldn't have to bear. Put your apathy aside, learn to fight. Come and stand beside the people trying to make things right. Well, every movement has an anthem, every cause must have a voice. Every wrong that should be righted needs a song. Getting folks to stand united when changes must be made works much better when they all can sing along. Pay attention to the words of those who dare to speak out against the wrongs that we shouldn't have to bear. Put your apathy aside, learn to fight. Come and stand beside the people trying to make things right. A single voice most eloquent can sing a song of truth, but till others sing along it won't be heard. But when throngs of caring people join together in that song, then the heart of a nation can be stirred. Pay attention to the words of those who dare to speak out against the wrongs that we shouldn't have to bear. Put your apathy aside, learn to fight. Come and stand beside the people who are trying to make things right. Come and stand beside the people who try to make things right. So I have all my lyrics here because I'm 80 years old. I have senior moments. I need to have a little reference here that I can rely on. So I got to talking to some friends about the homeless situation, And there was this woman there who said she thought we ought to just line them up and shoot them because they were worthless. Well, I don't think that they are inherently worthless. And so I wrote this about that. For some life is a gift, for others it's a sentence. It may be filled with joy, or it may be endless penance. We'd like to think that the choice is ours, that we control our fate, that we can solve all our problems, and that it never is too late. At least a funny thing, it doesn't always serve us well. We like to think that it'll guide us, but it's sometimes hard to tell. Human nature doesn't always match the way we ought to think, and doing whatever you want to can land you in the clink. And everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to this tangled web we weave. Now the changes in our lives sometimes wreck what we intend. Unexpected circumstances hard to comprehend may lay waste to the hopes and the dreams and the plans that we have made, and leave us cold and destitute and very much afraid. And everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to this tangled web we weave. Still we're convinced that destiny will never treat us thus. The crushing blows that conquer others will not get to us. It's our inner strength and character that renders us immune. But those starving people out on the street once sang that very tune. Everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to this tangled web we weave. To judge how people's character accounts for where they are, it's really very arrogant and frankly quite bizarre. 'Cause all of the things that put them there never had to face, and it's only by the grace of God that you're not in their place. And everyone believes whatever they believe, but nothing will ever save them from this tangled web that we weave. So 40 years ago or so, or 1940, not 40 years ago, 80-odd years ago, Woody Guthrie wrote what proved to be his greatest hit. And not quite 80 years ago, I thought that there'd been enough change that maybe it could stand a rewrite and become more relevant. And of course, it's not as pretty as it used to be. And anyone who, doesn't exactly agree with my views on this, I hope you'll take it as food for thought rather than assault on your ideology. It's called This Land Was. This land was my land, this land was your land, loved and cherished by everyone beforehand. Our nation's treasures belong to billionaires. This land is due to be reclaimed. Our allies have all been trumped by fascists. Clean air trumped by industry. Clean energy's been trumped by fossil fuels. And the right to vote's been trumped by the GOP. This land was my land, this land was your land, loved and cherished by all of us beforehand. Our nation's treasures belong to billionaires. This land is due to be reclaimed. Unions have been trumped by corporations. Wages trumped by excess greed. Compassion's trumped by paranoia. Integrity's been trumped by pure misdeed. This land was my land, this land was your land, loved and cherished by each of us beforehand. Our nation's treasures belong to billionaires. This land is due to be reclaimed. Respect for other people's trumped by hatred. Journalistic freedom's trumped by fake news. Education's been trumped by propaganda. And wisdom is trumped by ignorant views. This land was my land, this land was your land, loved and cherished by everyone beforehand. Our nation's treasures belong to billionaires. This land is due to be reclaimed. Healthcare's been trumped by special interests. Clean water trumped by lack of care. The rights of women trumped by misogyny. Fashion's been trumped by real bad hair. This land was my land, this land was your land, loved and cherished by everyone beforehand. Our nation's treasures belong to billionaires. This land is due to be reclaimed. I want my land back, you want your land back. We want leadership on the right track. The rule of law needs restoration. This land is due to be reclaimed. This land is due to be reclaimed. And now a song of indomitable spirit. I ain't got a dollar, I ain't got a dime, never had enough to have a real good time. I gotta move it on down the line. Ain't looking good, but I'm doing just fine. Well, the bartender asked me what'll it be. Said if I had my druthers, I'd be drinking for free. I gotta move it on down the line. You know I'm getting real thirsty, but I'm doing just fine. Now the landlord said they want to raise my rent. Don't want to pay no more for this lousy tent. I got to move it on down the line. You know I'm living on the street now, I'm doing just fine. Well, I got holes in my socks, holes in my shoes, holes in my stomach from too much booze. I gotta moving on down the line. You know the line's getting longer, but I'm doing just fine. Well, I got laid off, I'm celebrating with the song, 'cause I ain't got laid in so very, very long. I gotta moving on down the line. Well, I don't need no stinking paycheck, I'm doing just fine. The woman I love, she's long and tall. Lately she's been sleeping with my best friend Paul. I got to move it on down the line. She don't love me no more, but I'm doing just fine. I got a new suit, I got a Stetson hat. Doc says I'm important, so I'm dressing like that. I got to move it on down the line. Don't look like I'll be getting any, but I'm doing just fine. You know it died last night, they're gonna bury me today in a cheap wooden box, 'cause I couldn't pay. I gotta move 6 feet underground. Well, life's been good to me, I'll see you around. And now it's time for the magic trick. You can plainly see that the instruments were instrumental in the magic trick. And besides that, I got to go to the bathroom. You know, I was 80 years old. Okay, so this is a tune that I wrote for Greta Thunberg. It's called Do It for the Children. The children of the earth want to live. They're not asking too much for us to give. It's a challenge we're all obliged to face, 'cause we leave it up to them to preserve the human race. We can see the ocean levels getting higher. Drastic measures are what we now require. Technology's invited so much waste without a care. Now everyone and every nation needs to join in the repair. So we gotta do it for the children. Do it to save them from despair. Do it for the children. Do it to show them that we care. Children need to live in the land where they were born. Children don't deserve a planet wasted and forlorn. They deserve a better future than the one that we've prepared. It's on us to give them lives to enjoy without being scared. So let's do it for the children. Do it to save them from despair. Do it for the children. Do it to show them that we care. We've polluted with impunity, serve selfish goals. The climate we depend upon is way out of control. Change won't be easy, we're already way behind. But we've got to give our all if we care about mankind. So we gotta do it for the children. Do it to save them from despair. Do it for the children. Do it to show them that we care. Do it to prove how much we care. Every once in a while the muse comes and visits me and the song comes out and it doesn't really have a deep purpose or a, social, political complaint. It's just a song. I hope you like it. It's called Troubles on My Mind. I got troubles on my mind that I'm trying to leave behind, but I just can't seem to find a way to do it. They're getting in my way, they slow me down most every day. It doesn't seem to pay to say just screw it. Mistakes I made don't seem to get forgiven. In spite of that, I've got to keep on living. Never meant to do anyone wrong, but here I am singing you this song. Good intentions just don't make it. One mistake can break it. There ain't no way to shake it when it's done. The cost is so excessive to the point of being oppressive. I really made a mess of just a little bit of fun. An ordinary man is all I'll ever be. Self-control has limits, as anyone can see. Why my judgment failed is a mystery to me. Is it all because I simply wanted to be free? An errant one-night stand, not intentional or planned, and I'm rejected out of hand with fierce aggression. So now I'm all alone, my chance at married bliss is blown, and there's no way to atone for my transgressions. Mistake I made will never be forgiven. In spite of that, I've got to keep on living. Never meant to do anyone wrong. Here I am singing you this song. So here I am singing you this song. Now here's one where I started out trying to write what's going on in people's mind, kind of stream of consciousness sort of stuff. And I wrote a bunch of stuff down, looked at it, and I thought, no, this is not how normal people think. This is how I think. I have ADHD, and it's different. So that's the name of the tune. An ocean of illusions paints an ever-changing mural that surrounds us when we're trying to find our way. Uncertainty befuddles what might seem as crystal clear, while our senses say we must be on our way. We're striving to be something we simply can't define. Decisions are elusive, so we're hoping for a sign to lead us home. Our inner workings struggle with the visions that we seek, though we're never really certain what they are. We stumble on ahead, though maybe not in that direction, on a winding river leading to a star. We're striving to be something we simply can't define. Conclusions are conflicted, so we're hoping for a sign to lead us home. Society adheres to routine we can't abide, cripples our desire to rise above. Others' insecurities will foster disapproval of the joy we find in doing what we love. We're striving to be something we simply can't define. The future is uncertain, so we're hoping for a sign to lead us home. Our minds are often filled with insanely brilliant insights that escape us while we cope with boring things. Cognition interrupts us, brings reality in view, where we schmooze with lots of ordinary beings. We're striving to be something we simply can't explain. The concept of its essence slips away. The focus of our thinking is ephemeral at best. We intensely are trying to let it go astray. Belonging is a challenge when you're different by design. A niche so hard to fathom leaves us hoping for a sign to lead us home, to lead us home, to lead us home. In my experience, there's nothing quite as therapeutic as finding, a nice quiet place in the woods and just hanging out for a little while. The Japanese have a term for it. They call it forest bathing. And I didn't know that when I wrote this song, but it's a term that fits. I call it the road out of town, and it's about, getting away from working in the big city. No matter what the project is, should be going faster. You're happy they employ you, but they're never kindly masters. Work a day and never play is a stressful way to go. One really needs to get away and learn to take it slow. And the road out of town keeps getting longer, and the need to go that route keeps getting stronger and stronger. City life is filled with strife, it wears upon your soul. Finding time to spend away from it is a life-sustaining goal. Always trying to please your masters, always trying to impress. Peace of mind's elusive when you're under all that stress. You walk into your cubicle thinking that's how you'll survive, unaware you're being exploited, unaware you'll never thrive. And the road out of town keeps getting longer, and the need to go that route keeps getting stronger and stronger. City life is filled with strife, it wears upon your soul. Finding time to spend away from it is a life-sustaining goal. Trees only whisper, you'll never find one rude. Meadows are inviting, and they're devoid of attitude. Wind and rain remind us of how struggles can be pure. There's joy in hardship, nature asks us to endure. And the road out of town keeps getting longer, and the need to go that route keeps getting stronger and stronger. City life is filled with strife, it wears upon your soul. Finding time to spend away from it is a life-sustaining goal. When it's time to cook your dinner, you gotta build a fire. Your endurance may be tested, but your mind will never tire. You feel a whole lot better when you're breathing country air, and you'll sleep like you haven't since you lost your teddy bear. And the road out of town keeps getting longer, and the need to go that route keeps getting stronger and stronger. City life is filled with strife, it wears upon your soul. Finding time to spend away from it is a life-sustaining goal. So the world, the country, each of us, we occasionally face things that we don't think we can get through or we don't think we can accomplish. And just project seems too ominous. And we resort to the joy of procrastination. But I came up with what I think is the best solution. And that is, take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so very hard for anyone to find if you just keep on taking one step at a time. The world is going crazy. The government is lying. The wealth of the wealthy just keeps intensifying. while folks without insurance are getting sick and dying. Our complacent voting public doesn't recognize the sign, so we take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so challenging for anyone to find if they'll just keep on taking one step at a time. Obstacles are plentiful, they're always in the way. Everything is complicated, more so every day, and every task is burdened with rules you must obey. And if you need assistance, there's a fee you'll have to pay. So we take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so difficult for anyone to find if you'll just keep on taking one step at a time. Progress is exciting, technology is king. If that was really good for us, then more of us would sing and be proud of what we're doing and proud of who we're being. But the rat race drains the joy from us, there's little left to bring. So we take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not impossible for anyone to find if they'll just keep on taking one step at a time. So make sure you're only taking one step at a time. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to the San Francisco Free Folk Festival for inviting me. I hope it was as much fun for some of you as it was for me, for all of you, of course, but, I live in hope. Anyway, that's it for today, and I hope I'll be able to perform for you again at some time in the future. I live in hope. Thank you so much.